Orangutans, majestic ginger apes. They lounge in trees, they look thoughtful, people call them forest guardians. It sounds very noble, doesn't it? Like they wear little leafy capes and carry tiny eco-friendly spears. The truth is, they probably don't see themselves as guardians. Not in the way we imagine. They are not drawing up battle plans against loggers or writing stern letters to palm oil companies. Their concerns are likely more immediate. Where is the next ripe fruit? Is that branch strong enough to hold me after lunch? Did that annoying macaque steal my fig again? Yet the nickname Forest Guardian isn't entirely wrong. It's just that their guardianship is less about intention and more about consequence. They are, in their own way, accidental eco-warriors. By simply living their lives, eating, moving, and defecating, they perform crucial services. So when you hear Forest Guardian, picture this: a very large, very hairy individual, probably a bit grumpy before their morning fruit. They are simply existing. And through that existence, they shape the very forest that sustains them. What exactly is the orangutan's job description in this vast green office? Well, for starters, they are master seed dispersers. Think of them as nature's couriers. But instead of delivering suspicious packages, they deliver potential new trees. They eat a lot of fruit, a lot. And those fruits have seeds. These seeds take a journey through the orangutan's impressive digestive system. Then they are deposited elsewhere, often far from the parent tree, with a little bonus fertilizer. This isn't just casual littering, it's a vital ecological process. Many tree species in these rainforests rely heavily on animals like orangutans to spread their progeny. Without these hairy gardeners, the forest would look very different. Less diverse, more boring. Certain trees might struggle to reproduce effectively. The forest's ability to regenerate would be severely hampered. Beyond their role as champion seed spreaders, orangutans also help prune the forest. As they move through the canopy, these gentle giants break off small branches. This might sound destructive, but it actually opens up the canopy, allowing sunlight to reach the forest floor. This encourages the growth of understory plants, which in turn provide food and shelter for other creatures. So their job isn't glamorous, just a daily routine of eating, swinging, and pooping. They maintain the forest's health and diversity. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather the chainsaw in the forest. Deforestation. It's a big word. It means cutting down trees. Lots of trees, an almost unimaginable number of trees. Indonesia's rainforests, home to our ginger friends, are disappearing at an alarming rate. Why? Well, for many reasons. But mostly it boils down to money, progress, the relentless human appetite for more stuff, more land, more everything. Imagine you're an orangutan. You wake up one morning ready for your daily routine of fruit and contemplation, but your favorite breakfast tree is gone, and the tree next to it, and the entire block of trees where your cousin used to live. Let's zoom in on one particular driver of this arboreal apocalypse: palm oil. You might not think about it much, but it's everywhere. In your cookies, your shampoo, your lipstick, your instant noodles, even your eco-friendly biodiesel. It's a super versatile, super cheap vegetable oil. And the world has an insatiable craving for it. Indonesia and Malaysia are the world's biggest producers. And this has been catastrophic. For the forests, and for the orangutans. Vast areas of pristine rainforest, ancient ecosystems teeming with life, they are razed to the ground. Replaced by an endless monotonous sea of oil palm trees. It's an ecological desert. Sure, it's green. But it's a green that supports very little biodiversity. Orangutans can't live in palm oil plantations. There's no food for them, no shelter, just rows and rows of a single crop. It's the agricultural equivalent of a concrete parking lot, only slightly more flammable. The problem is complex. Palm oil provides livelihoods for many people. Developing countries see it as a route to economic growth. Section 5, the rescue squad: mud, sweat, and more mud. Amidst this rather bleak picture, there are heroes. They don't wear capes, they usually wear muddy boots, and carry nets, and look perpetually tired. These are the people working for orangutan rescue organizations. Groups like Borneo Orangutan Survival Foundation International Animal Rescue, and the Sumatran Orangutan Conservation Program. Their mission is simple: save orangutans. Their job is anything but. These teams respond to calls, often from villagers or plantation workers, who have found an orangutan stranded in a tiny patch of trees or wandering into a village, scared and hungry. The rescue missions are tough, physically demanding, and emotionally draining. Imagine trying to tranquilize a confused, possibly aggressive 150-pound ape, high up in a flimsy tree in torrential rain, with mosquitoes the size of small birds dive-bombing your face. It's not for the faint-hearted. Section 6. Hairy Houdinis and Close Calls, Tales from the Treetops. Working with orangutans means expecting the unexpected. These animals are incredibly intelligent, and surprisingly strong. Rescue operations are rarely straightforward. There was one story about a large male orangutan, nicknamed King Louis by the local staff, who had made a habit of raiding a village fruit orchard, much to the annoyance of the farmers. The rescue team arrived, ready for a standard operation. Louis, however, had other plans. He evaded their tranquilizer darts with the grace of a seasoned ninja. He used branches as shields. He even dropped fruit on their heads. It was a standoff for hours. Finally, a well-aimed dart found its mark. But Louis, even sedated, was a challenge. He wedged himself high in a tree, refusing to budge. It took a team of skilled climbers and a very large net to bring him down safely. He woke up later, grumpy but unharmed, in a transport cage, probably plotting his revenge. Then there are the orphans. Tiny, bewildered creatures who arrive at the rescue centers clinging to their rescuers. One baby, let's call her Hope, was found alone in a recently burned patch of forest. She was weak, singed, and terrified. Section 7. School for Swingers. The Orangutan Orphanage Curriculum. What happens to the orphaned orangutans? They can't just be given a banana and sent on their way. They need to learn the skills their mothers would have taught them. How to find food, how to build a nest, how to climb, how to avoid danger. This is where Forest School comes in. It's exactly what it sounds like. A school for young orangutans run by dedicated human surrogate mothers and older, more experienced orangutans. The curriculum is intense. It starts in baby school with basic climbing practice on low ropes and branches. They learn to forage for edible leaves and insects. They socialize with other young orangutans, forming bonds that will be crucial for their development. It's a noisy, chaotic, and utterly adorable classroom full of fumbles, tumbles, and the occasional tantrum. Just like any nursery, only with more fur and better climbing skills. As they get older, they graduate to more advanced classes deeper in the forest. They learn to identify hundreds of different food types. Section 8. Beyond the selfie, what real ecotourism looks like here. So, you're a travel enthusiast, you've read this far, you're probably thinking, can I see these amazing creatures? The answer is yes. But it's complicated. The allure of seeing an orangutan in the wild is strong. I get it. They are magnificent. But tourism, if not done responsibly, can be part of the problem. Too many people, too close, stressing the animals, damaging their habitat, turning a wild encounter into a circus. Responsible ecotourism does exist. It focuses on conservation, education, and minimizing impact. This means small groups, strict rules about distance and behavior, and ensuring that a significant portion of your tourist dollars goes back into protecting the forest and supporting local communities. It's about observing, learning, and appreciating, not just ticking something off your bucket list or getting that perfect Instagram shot. Section 9. Don't just stand there, unless you're a tree. How to actually help. Alright, you're convinced. Orangutans are important, they're in trouble. And simply feeling bad about it isn't enough. So, what can you actually do, besides vowing to never eat another palm oil-laced cookie, which, while noble, might be harder than you think? There are, thankfully, more concrete actions, even from thousands of miles away. You don't need to move to Borneo and learn to climb trees, unless you really want to. First, support the good guys. The rescue organizations I mentioned earlier, and others like them. They rely on donations. Every little bit helps. It funds rescue missions, veterinary care, forest school programs, and habitat protection. You can often adopt an orangutan. Symbolically, of course, you don't get to take it home, which is probably for the best, for both you and the orangutan. But you get updates, and the warm, fuzzy feeling of making a difference. Second, be a conscious consumer.